Inside the Dirty War by Ryan Cristino. The Dirty War in Argentina was a time period of political corruption and instability during the 1960s to 1980s. After the death of the military dictator President Perón, General Jorge Videla seized control of the government through a military coup. During his reign beginning in 1976, thousands of opponents of the regimes were rounded up, killed, disappeared, and had their children taken away from them during the climax of the Dirty War. General Jorge Videla and other military leaders partook in atrocities such as death flights and child abductions. Death flights were organized killings of political opponents by tossing them out of planes into the Atlantic Ocean. Many children were also abducted from opposing political party members and given to regime members. Recently, the Supreme Court sentenced General Jorge Videla to life in prison in a 2010 court case. The Supreme Court declared the unconstitutionality of Amnesty International laws and used amnesty accounts as evidence to prove Videla and many other military leaders were indeed guilty of their crimes. Finally, in 2012, Videla admitted to crimes such as child abductions. Videla said, "I am the first to admit at this time children were taken. Some with the best intention that the child would go to a good, unknown home." General Jorge Videla. Death flight pilots such as Emir Sisul Hess and Julio Alberto Pac were also recently put on trial in the High Court of Madrid for their involvement in the Dirty War. A report of the court case concluded more than 1,000 prisoners were thrown out of planes during Argentina's Dirty War. Victoria Montenegro was the victim of a child abduction during the Dirty War. General Tetzlaff took Victoria when she was 13 days old from her parents. He then killed and tortured the parents under the orders of Jorge Videla. Amnesty International helped to hunt down evidence, provide DNA testing, and convince Victoria, who thought her war hero father was in fact a criminal who had killed her parents. A group called the Grandmothers of the Plaza de Mayo Human Rights Organization is a group created by mothers whose children were taken away from them during the Dirty War. Amnesty International partners with the Plaza de Mayo organization to find DNA evidence to prove military leaders were indeed guilty of their crimes. To find out more, visit Think Global School and check out their Dirty War articles. Think Global School is dedicated to the teaching of the lessons learned through the Argentina Dirty War and applying it to real-life situations and where human rights are threatened, such as the Guarani people of South America. Think Global School's teacher Nick Martino.